today on an all-new Dr. Phil. They claim their mother.
She left us in a house with no running water, no electricity. We were 16 and 17, living on our own. I have a ton of guilt over that.
Is the worst grandmother of the year.
How long did it take you to meet my daughter? 3 weeks.
You're 2 blocks apart and you go weeks without seeing each other?
Now,
Do you have a drinking problem?
I drink a lot. I don't believe I have a problem.
they want her excuses to stop.
It would be nice to hear, hey, Mom, how you doing? That's a lie. That's a lie. Somebody go get my phone right now. This is me texting her over and over and over again. 12 days, no response. My notifications were turned off.
Today's going to be a changing day in your life. You've never had anybody working harder to bring you to the threshold of change than right now. All right, I'm going to start today with a map. Why? Well, because I was astounded to learn that the mother in this story makes no effort to see her daughters or her grandchildren. I thought, wow, she must live really far away, like a long plane ride, maybe across the entire continent. Well, no. Take a look at this map. Now, this house is where Mom lives. And her daughter Nikki is only 2 blocks away. Her other daughter Paige is 7 blocks away. But Mom says that's just too far. She says she's tired from work and can't muster the energy. But Leigh manages to walk 30 minutes up and down hills almost every day to get back and forth from the bar where she is a bartender. And here's the problem to her daughters. That's the last place they say she should be because they claim she is an alcoholic. And there's another house in this story. You won't believe what happened here. Nikki and Pige say this is where their mother abandoned them at the ages of 16 and 17 years old to go be with her boyfriend. Just up and left. Bye.
My mom is not a good mom. When my mom is drinking, she's slurry, tipsy, stumbly.
When Nikki and I were 16 and 17, my mother decided that we were old enough to take care of ourselves, and as a result, she moved in with her boyfriend and left us.
I came home every day to make sure that they were all right. I wasn't necessarily sleeping there every day, but I was there daily to check on them.
She would come. It wouldn't be to clean the house or spend time with us. It would be for her to get more of her belongings and move it to her boyfriend's house.
Half the time that I came home to check on them, they were nowhere to be found.
Yeah, it was really sad, and it was really, really hard. She wasn't present, and we didn't even know where she was, and we were 16 and 17, living on our own, you know, just trying to figure out life.
Foreclosure statements started being mailed to the home.
She left us in a house with no running water, no electricity, with no heat.
The house was in fabulous shape. Towards the end, when it was going into foreclosure, the water got shut off.
The house was disgusting. Dishes piled up, garbage piled up. We weren't able to use the bathroom or the shower, so I had to shower at other places. I'd have to walk up to the local gas station to go to the bathroom. About a year after my mom moved out, I got pregnant.
I was contacted by Children Youth Services stating that my sister was going to be put in foster care. It was up to me to take custody of her so that her and her child would stay a family. So I did.
When the house was foreclosing, we were cleaning it out. We found dozens and dozens of empty wine and liquor bottles in the garage rafters.
That's when everything became very real of how much she was drinking and how much we were blind to her alcoholism.
Well, Nikki says 8 years later, Leigh is now, without a doubt, the worst grandma of the year.
My mother is dysfunctional, hard-headed, uninvolved, and dramatic.
My mom is an alcoholic, and we believe that she needs help.
She will tell you that she enjoys drinking and she loves it, and that she doesn't need help for that. As far as the painkillers, though, she's in complete denial. She has stolen narcotics and painkillers from family members' medicine cabinets.
When I was in 8th grade, my mother overdosed on cough medicine. On one occasion, I took a sip from her water bottle. It was straight vodka. My daughter's 4 years old, and my mother has seen her 20 times. The one time I had my mother come over to watch my daughter, my mother was outside, passed out with a lit cigarette on my wooden front porch with my daughter sleeping upstairs.
My mom lives 2 blocks from me, and it took her 2 months to meet my daughter. The second time my mom ever met my daughter, she fell asleep while holding her. She was only 4 months old. I have never met a grandmother this detached.
She's an absent grandma.
She always has something going on, or she's too tired. There's been several times that Nikki has called me saying that she thinks that my mother's dead.
My mom has gone missing 4 times. A dozen of those times I thought she was either dead or in jail.
We can't get a hold of her. She doesn't answer her phone call.
The longest I've gone without my mom responding is 2 or 3 months. Just about every time I found my mom, she was intoxicated.
The scariest part for me about Mom is the fact that, like, you and I, when we have to go looking for her, sometimes we don't even know if we're gonna find her alive. If my mother's drinking and drug use doesn't stop, she's gonna die.
Okay, I'm glad you guys are here, and you want something to change, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, she's disappeared at times for a month.
Months. Yeah.
Where does she go? Do you find out after the fact where she's gone?
Sometimes she'll just be in her regular routine of going to work and going to the bar, and she lives in a secured apartment, so we can't get in there to actually access her apartment without a key to the main door.
All right, so she doesn't go missing like out of town somewhere. She just goes off the radar for a month.
Yeah.
So when you gave birth, she showed up drunk at the hospital, right?
Yeah, actually, Paige was there in the room with me. I thought she was going to be there, like be in the room, witness the birth of my son, and none of that happened. The nurse ended up kicking her out because she saw how upset it, had made me.
Okay, look, why do you care? I mean, is there a time in your life where she was a nurturing, loving, caring mother? And if so, when?
The best mom.
Yeah, my mom was the best mom.
When?
Well, probably mainly before high school. She went to every single extracurricular activity. She was involved in everything. She was my transportation.
Now, let's keep in mind, though, as a child, we were unable to recognize alcoholism, so we had no clue.
Look, one or two things are going to happen today. She's either going to get real about this, or you're going to have to accept that this woman has gone to the dark side and really is not willing to make an effort or make a sacrifice.
Correct.
So it's going to be one of the two, right? There's no middle ground. I mean, not with me. I mean, she's going to have to declare, and either that or she's going to get up and melodramatically walk out of here, and I'm going to not melodramatically follow her. So it's going to be one of the two.
That's usually what we do, is we chase her out. And
yeah, that didn't happen here. I'm too old to chase drunks. So you got to decide, are you missing your mother, or are you missing the woman you wish she was? There's a difference. We get tens of thousands of letters, and I always ask that people make just a little small 20, 30-second tape so I can get a sense of their personality and what they think and feel and all of that. And when Leigh sent in hers, she was pretty clear about where she stood.
I am reaching out to you because my family, along with myself, need your help. We have a lot of family dynamics that need a lot of mending. About a decade ago, my youngest daughter had a suicide attempt. And ever since then, for the past decade, I walk on eggshells. And I'm scared to tell her how I feel because I don't want to say anything negative to her, because it scares me that she would harm herself. We really need your help.
She's here to fix you.
Oh, for sure, because she'd rather blame it than claim it. That's how she is.
All right, coming up, we're going to meet Paige and Nikki's mother, who sees things very differently and says she is the whipping post for her daughters. We'll be right back.
Dr. Phil can give me any kind of advice he would like to. I hope he doesn't tell me to quit drinking. I don't care to stop that in my life right now. It's the one thing I do that I do enjoy. I don't have a concern there. My children did.
My mom's coming here tomorrow. She's gonna be drunk, or high, or both. Not a doubt. My mom was drinking today. On her way to the airport in the early morning, around 5 a.m., she had an energy drink mixed with vodka in the car with my child, my sister, and her young daughter also. She continued to drink that up until the security gate at the airport.
Okay, Nikki and Page claim their mother is always drinking and goes M.I.A. Now, Leigh admits that she drinks a lot, but she says, so what? I'm an adult, I do what I want to do, and here's what she had to say.
I don't believe my drinking is a problem. After a hard day at work, I want to unwind. That's my way of unwinding. If I'd like to have an occasional cocktail or two, I do. On an average day, I consume most likely 3 to 5 drinks. Sometimes it could be more, sometimes it could be less. I could stop drinking if I was asked to. I don't want to because it's the one thing that I enjoy. My daughters, Nikki and Pige, have accused me of other things like doing pills and probably every drug under the sun, which is not the case. In the last 5 years, other than alcohol, I have not taken any illegal narcotics at all whatsoever. If I was this big, no-good, drunk, alcoholic, pill-popping fool, I would not be able to hold the lifestyle I do with usually $300 to $500 in my wallet. I always have my rent paid in advance. My children have been annoyed because I don't spend a lot of personal time with them and don't come over to visit. I work during the night, I sleep mostly during the day, and sometimes they think it's easy to fly on over to their house and go see them. My kids ask me, what's more important, sleeping or visiting my grandkids? Visiting my grandkids is extremely important to me, but sometimes you just can't operate off of not sleeping for 48 hours. Dr. Phil can give me any kind of advice he would like to. I hope he doesn't tell me to quit drinking. I don't care to stop that in my life right now. It's the one thing I do that I do enjoy. I don't have a concern there. My children do.
You have 2 very lovely daughters.
I do.
Are you proud of them?
Very.
Yeah. They have concerns about you and your health and your well-being and all, and your lifestyle, which you know, and that you drink to the point that interferes with your ability to have a relationship with them. And frankly, they miss their mother.
I have been distant.
Why?
Because if we're fighting, I don't want to walk into a volcanic eruption and get yelled at again.
Mom,
Do I love them?
But Mom, that wouldn't happen. That wouldn't happen if you were prompt, if you were not drinking when you showed up, if a simple text message, you know, like, hi, honey, I'm thinking about you. I love you. I'm praying for you. You know, like, I get that from Dad. You've gone weeks and months without communicating with me before.
I need to work on that more.
Really, weeks or months without communicating?
Weeks.
I was looking at this map earlier. You're 2 blocks and 7 blocks apart, and you go weeks without seeing each other?
I have, yes.
That's unusual. Is it because they think you're an alcoholic and you don't want to face that? You don't want to hear it? You're tired of hearing it?
I hear it all. I hear it a lot. In my defense, phones do work both ways.
And I call you. I've called you at least. I've called you 60 times, and your phone has died. And I have to go. I have to come to your house to say, why haven't you answered your phone in days?
Phones work both ways.
Mom, we do.
And
We
you
call
two
you all the time.
can come over to visit me.
You've never invited us, and I'm sorry, but no.
And you always tell us that your house is a mess if we do.
I'll be right back. Come on, white boy, please.
I knew that was going to happen. Okay, I'm going to get up and walk away.
There's something going on that I see people do all the time. People choose to talk about topics instead of talking about issues, because issues are not safe. And we're talking about whether your phone's dead and who called who. Really? That's the topic. The issue here is that you guys think she would rather drink and be in an altered state of consciousness alone than invest in your lives and your family and your relationship. And that's what the issue is.
Yeah.
Let's talk about issues after the break. Did you leave them alone at 16 and 17?
I have a ton of guilt over that.
And Nikki ended up in foster care?
For a minimal time.
Until I took custody of her.
2 years ago, my sister decided to get a drug test to give to my mom because she said that her behavior was starting to become erratic.
I told my mother that she was not allowed to be around my son if she was doing drugs and drinking. It took roughly 2 hours for her to pee. She did not want to take that test.
My mom tested positive for opiates and THC.
She told me that the test had to have been contaminated and that I should go get another one.
Well, Nikki and Pige believe their mother has a drinking and a pill problem, but Leigh says she's fine, that she's not high on drugs. She's not on drugs right now.
Yeah, she seems sober.
No, she's not on drugs right now. So I agree with you, at least right now.
Thank
I
you.
mean, I also don't think she's drunk right now.
I don't think she is either.
So she showed up here sober.
She sure did.
I don't drink every day.
Look, let's just be honest here. Do you want to be more involved in their lives, or do you have this about like you want it?
I absolutely want to be more involved in their lives.
Okay. Do you have a drinking problem?
I drink a lot. I don't believe I have a problem.
Well, I have a definition of normal. Normal does not interfere with healthy functioning and pursuit of goals. Abnormal interferes with healthy functioning and pursuit of goals. It's really that simple. Are you drinking at an abnormal level? Let's define it that way. Problem, no problem, whatever. Is it abnormal? Is it interfering with healthy functioning and pursuit of goals?
The only interference that I can see is that I don't see them enough. Do I ever call off work? No. Do I pay my bills on time? Yes. Am I responsible? Yes.
Okay, so you're surviving. But let's talk about your family. You said the only thing it affects is the most important people in my entire life. So would that qualify then as abnormal? Healthy functioning with them, are they the most important people in your life?
Yes.
Did you leave them alone at 16 and 17?
Yes.
You moved out and left them by themselves?
When I was coming home on a daily basis, half the time they wouldn't be there, or they would come and go as they chose. Did I leave them there? Yes. I have a ton of guilt over that. A ton. It happened.
And Nikki ended up in foster care?
For a minimal time, she did.
Until I took custody of her.
Yes.
So that's a yes.
Yes.
And then you came in,
I took
and
custody
you're
of
how much
her.
older?
11 months.
11 and a half
Okay.
to the day.
So you took the mother role.
Of
You got her out of foster
Yeah, that didn't
care.
work very well, but yes, that's what she did.
Yeah, it didn't work that well, no.
Yeah. And because there was a hearing
Yes,
Yes.
when you were in foster care,
correct.
and was that awkward to be at this hearing and
She never
they give
did.
it to? Oh, you didn't show up.
It was via phone.
We were there.
Why weren't you there?
At the time, I didn't have a working vehicle, and it was actually prearranged. It was prearranged for them to call me.
Because you made it that way, Mom.
The reason I'm asking is because your daughters are in court because you left when they were underage, and so the state's now taking over, and they're adjudicating the situation, and you don't show up. That sends a message. I can tell you that she's looking at this is, I want to feel like I matter. You moved out and left me when I was 16. I got dumped in foster care and rescued by my sister who was 11 months older. And now here I am 24, you're blocks away, and you still don't invest in me. You would rather drink than be involved in my life, and that hurts, and I don't like it. And I'm here today asking you to change that and say that I matter. That's what she's asking you. How am I doing?
Oh, better than I could have myself. Why the eye roll? It's telling, very telling. This is me texting her over and over and over and over and over again. No response.
Days and days.
Days and days and days.
My notifications were turned off.
You don't want to not be in their lives, do you?
No.
What do you want?
I want us to all have a better relationship than what we do.
This is the start of that.
100% is being put on me right now.
Well, let's put it on them. Let me tell you, there is no relationship that's one way. What can they do to facilitate this and move it forward?
It would be nice to hear, hey Mom, how you doing? How's it going? What you doing? What'd you do today? Instead of,
Are you kidding me?
You're joking. That's a lie. That's a lie.
Not a lie.
Somebody go get my phone right now. Seriously, go get my phone right now.
Okay, bring her phone.
Give me my phone.
We'll get it.
Let's see how long it took you to meet my daughter.
Okay, keep
not
going.
today.
Because let's give them a to-do list.
We have to call the bars to find you, or friends to find you, because you don't answer your phone. Oh,
Here we go.
Thank you. Oh, yeah, I got a little bit.
Well, she asked for a phone, so I give her a phone. I don't know what she's looking for.
I just would like to show you personally how many times I had to communicate with my mom for her to even come and meet her granddaughter after she was born. This is me texting her over and over and over and over and over again. No response.
Days and days.
Days and days and days. So are you ignoring me? There's no way that you haven't looked at your phone in 4 days, so you haven't looked at your phone in 6 days, 12 days. These are the texts. This is how long it takes. And like 12 days. And I remember how painful that was.
In my defense, my notifications were turned off. This is true.
I'm sure you were texting plenty of other people back, not to mention your read receipts are on, so you can't fool
Your
me
read
on
receipts
that.
are on, and we've had
We
them
know
on.
that you read the text messages.
That last text
How long did it
message in
take you to
response
meet my
that.
daughter after she was born?
A while.
How long?
3 weeks.
A little bit longer than that.
What can they do to heal this relationship and move it forward? These are your daughters.
I'm here to get your advice.
Well, you want my advice? Number one, I give you huge credit for coming.
Me too.
That tells me that you really do care about your relationship with them, or you would not be here.
I primarily came here because I'm concerned about Nikki.
I get that. And I think being concerned about your daughter is a very legitimate reason to be seeking help, counsel, input. But if you want her to be peaceful and full and whole, she's telling you that a big part of the fix is to be validated by seeing you invest in her.
I love that picture.
Yeah, I mean, come on, you guys have so many good things in your history. And Leigh, you grew up with an alcoholic mother.
I sure did.
And listen, I grew up with an alcoholic father. I know what it's like to grow up with an emotionally unavailable parent. You know what it's like to grow up with an emotionally unavailable parent. They're telling you that they feel that you are emotionally unavailable. But you can stop that legacy. We never finished parenting. We have 2 boys that are grown, and we're still parenting them. You never get through parenting your kids. These are our boys, we still parent. You just parenting them a little different from a distance. I talk to my boys every single day. Every day I talk to them, and I am so blessed to have the opportunity to do it. Coming up, there is somebody that I want Leigh to meet. That's next. I want to introduce Leigh to someone that I met almost 2 years ago. We all saw her wake-up call and her wonderful transformation right here. Now, you talk about somebody that was stubborn. Well, just take a look.
My mom drinks 24/7, up to 2 pints of vodka a day. She has fallen so many times. She constantly has bruises on her body, bumps on her head, scabs on her face.
Have you been arrested 12 times?
Not that I'm aware of.
Do you have 3 DUIs?
Yes,
When was the most recent?
Saturday. We're at the jail right now. She literally was arrested with no pants on.
I didn't have any pants. I don't think I was drunk.
I've got the police report. They said you were drunk. You couldn't do the field sobriety test. That's
You always
what they
believe
wrote
what policemen say?
Saying that your pants are missing is pretty random. Where were your pants?
They were at home.
Did you burn the Christmas tree down?
No, the Christmas tree caught on fire.
I hate it when they do that. You've had a blood alcohol level of 0.3. You're an alcoholic, and you're killing yourself.
I don't believe that I am. I'm a really good drunk driver.
You don't have the right to drive on public streets when you're drunk, and you think you have the right to get out there and drive. You don't. Well, Lisa had been warned by doctors that if she didn't stop drinking, she would end up dead. Now, she successfully completed 90 days of treatment and is here today. So, Lisa, come on out. Well, that was 90 days. It's been 2 years. Joining us via Polycom is Lisa. So how has your life changed since that first time we met?
Well, I'm over 9 months sober. I'm living at H.I.A. It's a home for recovering alcoholics and addicts. I'm singing again. I'm speaking. I'm mentoring others. Hey, I'm living the dream. Life is great.
I'm curious how your relationship is with your daughter and your grandkids, because that was pretty much cut off before.
You know, Dr. Phil, it's amazing the healing that has taken place in my life and also the life of my daughter and my son-in-law and my grandbabies, my parents, my whole family. Truly a miracle. I'm so thankful. You know, my journey began on your show, and look at me now.
How much did it fill your heart up to really reconnect with your daughter and particularly grandkids? I mean, this is a big thing, right?
I didn't realize the precious memories that I was passing up, that I was missing out on. We don't want to see the truth. We don't want to go around because I don't want to hear them say the things that they're saying to me. And bottom line is, it's a choice.
Well, Lisa, I couldn't have said it better, and thanks for sharing today.
Thank you so much. Love you, Dr. Phil.
Bye-bye. Leigh said she wants my advice. I'm going to be very specific when we come back. How do you feel about what they've had to say today?
I'm not too terribly thrilled. I know I need to be more active in their life, and I'm going to make a huge effort to do that. As far as the sober part, I enjoy drinking and I enjoy unwinding after work. I don't drink all the time. I don't drink every day. And I'm being pinpointed as being really much worse off than what it actually is.
No.
Yes.
It's terrible.
You may not realize what's happening to you and where you are, because I have some experts here that I want you to sit down and talk to. We have a few people here from New Method Wellness Center, Clinical Director Deanna Jordan, Clinical Outreach Director Brooke McKenzie, and the owner, Susie Hobson, that are joining us today. Hi, guys.
Hi.
New Method Wellness Center is an ideal treatment center to address really dysfunctional family dynamics, any type of substance abuse, untreated adult of child alcoholic issues, the dysfunctional coping mechanisms that really infiltrate a family that has been scarred by these kinds of things. And you may decide that you absolutely don't have a problem, don't have an issue, but I'm going to ask you to at least just sit down on your own, talk to these people, see what the criteria are, and see if you think they have anything to offer you and your family. And Deanna, you feel like you could offer some things here, correct?
Well, I would start with family counseling. You know, we don't have to say, like, give up everything or change your whole life. Just start with some family counseling and see if there's anything that both sides could bring to the table. What do you think?
Well, really, Leigh, one of the things I would tell you is that it's not our responsibility to tell you if you're an alcoholic or not, okay? Because we don't just treat alcoholism. New Method Wellness is a dual diagnosis treatment center. So we treat underlying conditions, and as I've watched you on stage with Dr. Phil, one of the things that I've noticed is that, for me, you seem to be in a tremendous amount of pain.
And this is not a Leigh issue. This is a family issue. It affects everybody involved, and everybody would be involved. It's up to you where you do it. But I want to make this offer to you, and will you sit down and talk with him for a few minutes?
Sure.
Okay. And I want you guys to do the same. Okay. All right. So guys, thank you very much for doing that. Coming up, a husband, father, and professional chef who also happens to be legally blind. We'll meet this extraordinary man next. Closed captioning provided by... My next guest, 63-year-old Mustafa, was born with eye conditions that left him nearly blind, but he never let that stop him. In fact, Mustafa is an acclaimed chef who works in a highly competitive restaurant field. Now, how can he possibly cook when his vision is impaired? Well, here's his story.
I cook with my hands, and my hands tell me what I'm doing. In the beginning, it was very hard because people didn't want to hire me because I was blind. My family shows me a great deal of love. They have become my eyes. One day, I was getting an exam, and the ophthalmologist says, "Can you use this?" Orcam has changed my work habits.
Parsley flakes.
It gave me a sense of independence.
He's able to go grocery shopping. He's able to actually read ingredients. It is giving him his freedom.
Total fat 1.59.
A cook heats up food, but I create food.
Well, joining me are Mustafa and Orcam consultant Elizabeth Evans. Now, thank you both for being here. Mustafa, I understand that you were born with congenital glaucoma and cataracts. Did you have any medical treatments as a child?
Yes, I certainly did. I've had several operations on my eyes, but that didn't work too long. My eyes began to get worse until we were able to stabilize them.
So what is your vision like today?
I'm able to see the outline of you. I can't see to read. I rely heavily on my other senses.
And you have 4 daughters, and you've never seen them, right?
No, so I began to use my ears as my eyes until they start arguing, then I can figure out which one is which.
Okay, exactly. So tell me about Orcam M.I.A device.
The Orcam M.I.A device has helped me tremendously with my disability and helps me take care of my family, perform my job to the best of my ability at a job that I love.
Yeah, and that job that you love is cooking. So how long have you been a chef?
I've been a chef for about 30 to 35 years.
Really? You know, Elizabeth, what exactly is the Orcam M.I.A and how does it work?
The Orcam M.I.A is an assistive technology device that is currently being used by tens of thousands of blind and visually impaired people. It allows them to continue to work and study and live fuller, more independent lives. It is the world's most advanced wearable artificial vision device. It's as small as your finger and attaches to any pair of eyeglasses. It instantly takes a picture of the text in front of you, reads it out loud in real time, allowing the user to continue to use their hands to do their job. All you do is point. It's so easy to operate that anyone can use it.
So, Mustafa, I understand that you use your Orcam M.I.A to read recipes. I'd love to see how it works.
I take my recipe, I put it in front, hold it up, I point, move my hand.
Salsa rice recipe in a saucepan. Boil 1½ cups of water and 1½ cups of chunky salsa. Stir in 2 cups uncooked, instant rice. Remove from heat. Let stand for 5 minutes. Stir in 1 cup shredded Monterey Jack cheese until cheese is melted.
I'm just trying to imagine what life-changing way this is for people that otherwise would be have that in their hand and have no way to translate what's on the page. I understand that M.I.A also allows you to recognize a product. I'm holding a product. Can you tell me what it is?
Yes, I can. Fruit-colored old cereal.
Dr. Phil, Mustafa was able to recognize the cereal product because he had previously programmed it by taking a picture, and it stores it in the Orcam device. It also can read barcodes.
So Mustafa, what is this Orcam M.I.A meant to you?
Wow. It's been a great life changer for me.
It's given him his independence. It's ideal for work, which is why Orcam is funded by some of the vocational rehabilitation agencies across the country.
Yeah, wow. It's truly impressive. Look, if you or someone you know is blind or visually impaired and is interested in purchasing an Orcam M.I.A, for the next 7 days, you can save $500 with a special discount and gift package available only to Dr. Phil viewers. And it's so easy to get this great discount. You just go to Orcam.com, click on Get Coupon, then just enter the code Dr. Phil. Now again, the code is Dr. Phil. And we've put that together because I'm obviously very impressed with this technology. I'm just so taken with this because I know what a difference it makes for people. So I'd like to thank all of my guests today, and a special thanks to Elizabeth Evans and Orcam, and to Mustafa. Thank you so much for sharing your inspiring story. I'll see you next time.
Hi, Leigh. I'm Anthony Haskins. I'm the resource director here at the show, and we have a world-class team that we wanted to introduce you to. Deanna, Susie, Brooke, they're the New Method Wellness Dream Team. These folks are committed. They know what they're doing.
If you think I'm coming like to do some rehabilitation program, it's not going to happen.
So
even if you say, here's $5 million, it's not going to happen.
And only an alcoholic would say that.
Yeah.
We're a wellness center. We help our clients to get well, to enjoy their maximum potential.
We've all been where we're asking you to go. We all have, okay?
I appreciate the offer. I will take your card.
It's very painful
It's
not
something
to
that I'm
have the
not going to do.
grandchildren. It's very painful.
I'm not going to do it.
I think it's a shame that my mom won't take the help.
We hope for better, but, you know.
Ideally, I would hope she reconsiders, but if not, that's her destiny, that's her decision. If Paige and I both said that this is the end of our relationship, no more grandkids, no more us, absolutely done. It is completely cut. You will never see us. And if we make that choice, you're saying that you still would not consider. So you would rather continue to drink than stop and participate in our lives?
I don't want to stop. I don't.
That means you don't want to start having a relationship with
part
us
of my
or children.
lifestyle.
Okay.
It's part of my lifestyle, and I enjoy
Your grandkids are not part of your lifestyle.
Okay, but Mom, you know, there's someone out there that's trying to help you and change your lifestyle.
I don't want to change.
Because you're in denial.
People are gonna see this on TV, and it probably will be humiliating for you.
No,
and their eyes will be open, and they're gonna think that you're an ass for not taking the help that Dr. Phil McGraw just offered you.
I cannot make
That's
that
fine.
decision.
Fly home by yourself. We are not on the same flight. Paige and I are going to fly together, and this will
How
probably
am I
be
getting home? From the airport.
Figure it out.
I need a second, thank you. I'll hitchhike.